Hello and welcome to another episode of the New Level Nerds. My name is Steve, and today we are playing Oxygen Not Included. I first learned about this game through Steam, and to be honest, from watching the videos, I was not impressed. It didn't look like my thing. But since I've gone to PAX, I had a chance to see the game firsthand, talk to the developers. My opinion has been completely changed. Oxygen Not Included is a space survival game where you are in charge of, to start, 3 crew members who have been tossed into a randomly generated location with a lot of environmental hazards, and you need to build things in order to survive. There's not much in the way of micromanagement, but I do find that sometimes I have to direct the attention of my people as they can get really wrapped up in day-to-day activities like creating food or sustaining oxygen, that it's very hard to get them to move on to, say, open up a new area of the cave you're in order to mine resources that you might need. So let's get right in there and take a look. So what we've got to start here is a game that I've been playing for a little while. So as you can see, all my guys are running off to take care of business for the day, so while they're doing that, let's take a look at where they live. So everything starts in this printing pod. You have people over a period of time generated for you, and that populates out your space, which, as you can see here, I'll just scan around a little bit, is this very complicated Terraria-esque looking environment, and every different layer here is something new, and there's actually quite a lot. Igneous rock, over here we've got copper ore, there's coal, there's plants, and you try and open up new areas to get at the minerals and supplies you want, while also avoiding places where, say, there's polluted oxygen or polluted water, or chlorine for that matter. And in order to get a better look at your environment, we also have the ability to have overlays. Here is the overlay for our atmosphere. So the blue is oxygen, that's good. The red is carbon dioxide, which is bad, and that's in the living area. I've actually built this bottom area to catch things like carbon dioxide, and so they can get stored, and then I've got a carbon dioxide skimmer up here which will start filtering out the carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. So along with the fact that you're fighting against the elements, you're also creating them. So each person is releasing carbon dioxide, and each person does have a lot of information about them. Let me go ahead and pause, and you can see this guy's washing his hands. Who's this? Who's this? This is Meep. Meep is a level 11 runner, so there is a lot of stats about each person, what germs they have in them, their temperature. There's a lot of detail that goes into this game, so it can be very overwhelming at first, but then later on, as you develop more and more technologies, old problems become much more manageable, and you can move on to new ones. There's actually a tech tree which allows for a much more slower release of things. You start with very little, and very quickly move on. So how about we get into our own game here. I'll start a new one so you can kind of get a feel for how this kind of thing goes. Okay, so here we go. This is where we start with our game. So we get to choose our 3 duplicants, who are all randomly generated. And so what do we have here? We have Marie, who is good at athletics, construction, and has good immunity, but she's also narcoleptic, which means that she will fall asleep at any given time. Nails has strength and creativity, but is a loud sleeper, so she needs to be put at least a couple blocks away from everyone else, or else she'll wake up the person next to her. And Hassan is really bad at athletics, but has strength. You get to decide what kind of qualities that you would prefer to have in your duplicant. So let's just take a look here. I think loud sleeper is probably one of the worst because it does affect you day by day. You can get other ones like flatulent, squeamish, irritable bowel, which I don't even want to know, and you can see it's kind of balanced out by a lot of really good things. Here we go, small bladder. I can handle that. Stinky. Let's give him the professor. He looks like a professor. Finally, we name our colony. We'll call it Nerd Base Alpha. Embark. So here we go. Here is our base. So first off, this is oxalite. So it is producing oxygen for us, which is a good thing. It means we do not have to prioritize oxygen production, but we do have to prioritize opening up our space. So we have a little bottom area here, and I'll probably just dig right into it because down here we have a whole bunch of copper ore. We'll build a ladder so that they can get down. And as you see, I just tell them where to put the ladder and they'll go ahead and do the rest, which is quite a nice way. So you can actually start planning ahead. For example, that. I can put more ladder down and they'll build that as they need it. We've got some things that would have popped up. Algae deoxidizer is now available. What I would prefer to prioritize is a generator. And we'll put that right there. We have some plants, and you can actually choose to harvest them, so the plants will, sooner or later, they'll grow something that you can use. Or you can actually pull them up. You can replant them into a planter that you get later on and put those in a more convenient location. See how my guys are doing. Get right in there. They are a little uncomfortable. They're sitting in carbon dioxide, which of course is unbreathable. These poor guys, they need some oxygen. They need some oxygen down there. You cannot make the carbon dioxide go away until you get things that will actually help with that. But you can really see that effect that the atmosphere has. Down here, this is the carbon dioxide. You can see that beautiful flowing blue. All right, so we're gonna need to actually go ahead and dig ourselves a new area. So I'm gonna do that right here, and then we can just set this entire area to be dug out. Put a ladder going down there, and that entire area is gonna fill up with carbon dioxide. Mainly, carbon dioxide is heavier than oxygen, so the first chance it had to sink down, it did. As I said before, you can't take away carbon dioxide, but you can sort of push it down. So I am gonna put a algae deoxidizer there. So what I'd actually want to do is start forcing that carbon dioxide further down until I can deal with it properly. I have a room down here full of carbon dioxide, and that's probably not the best place to open up because it's already probably full. So what I would just do is build another area underneath. It's going to be mostly a vacuum anyways as we start taking out materials, and it'll sink down there. And then later on, I can use that space to set up things that will absorb the carbon dioxide and get rid of it. This is a bad guy. Well, he's not a bad guy. He's a creature. From what I understand, he will eat your food, but right now he's pretty harmless down there. On top of that, my poor folks have fallen asleep right on the ground. So I think as a nice little treat here, I am going to set up some spots for them to build cots, and then they'll get a better sleep at night. And like everybody, these guys are going to need an outhouse, and what better of a place to put it than where everything stinks anyways. But you just can't have an outhouse, you also have to have a wash basin. Ooh, that's not a good location for that. The wash basin I like to put near the exit from the bathroom, and I'll show you the reason in a little bit. So we'll go ahead and put the outhouse back here. Nom 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 nom. Good stuff. Oh no! Oh, somebody made a mess because they need to go to the bathroom so bad. This does happen, and there is a way to fix it. We have our mop button. This is bad water here. You can see down there it says polluted water, and if we just leave that, then somebody's going to get sick. So priority 9, clean that up. Oh, he's so sad. He feels so bad. Now, as I see here, they're already starting to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause, and you can pause at any time to replan how things are going to work. So I'm just going to do exactly that. We'll tile it out here. Perfect. For that matter, since they don't have to be up so high, I can cancel most of this. There we go. Much better. And resume! Holy jeez! Oh my goodness, what a mess! You're gonna need to find a place to put all of your polluted water, and sometimes that can just be another source of polluted water. So, unfortunately, I really don't want to go in here because this is all carbon dioxide and poisonous oxygen. So perhaps there is a different location I can open up into. Right here looks good. I mean, at least it's out of the way. Oh boy, thank you for cleaning. There's so much water. Okay, so if that's the case, now that that's all taken care of, we're still not looking great, but at least we're looking better. So obviously this is not the best start that I've ever had to this game. And that's the charm of the game, is you have to set yourself up for the environment you've been given and not have one strategy that you just use over and over again. So thank you so much for watching, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, let us know how we're doing. Other than that, my name is Steve, and we'll see you next time!